What's up, everybody? We are back with another video again, okay? So, I'm not going to do too much talking. We're going to just jump right into this, alright? So, this might be a little controversial topic. I'm not sure how everyone is going to feel about this. It might not be as touchy as my Halloween video, but I'm just gonna give my opinion about how I do not think the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a great movie. Like, I just don't think so. You know, I could be wrong. I could be harsh, maybe, but I'm not the only one that thinks this way. So let's just dive right into it. Alright, so it says the Texas Chainsaw Massacre isn't widely considered a great film due to its simplistic plot, often annoying characters who make illogical decisions, and some people just find the violence excessive and disturbing, especially given the film's low budget and implied realism of the events. Criticisms also include overly dark and unclear scenes, poor acting, and an abrupt, unsatisfying ending for some viewers. Alright, so I'm talking about the 1974 film, obviously. Alright, so time out. What made me want to do this in the first place is because, I mean, Texas Chainsaw, it's not something I think about when I just think of classics. When you think of classic scary movies, I don't really see the Texas Chainsaw up there. Do you? Be real. I don't. So that's what made me want to do this movie. Leatherface is not really up there with Jason and even Michael Myers per se, even though I'm not a Halloween fan. But he's not in the conversation, and I don't really think he should be. These are some criticism of the original 1974 film. Some viewers find the narrative structure too basic, moving quickly from one scene to violence to another without much development. It says annoying characters. The film's characters are often seen as incredibly stupid, making poor decisions solely to advance the plot. I hate that. Disturbing and excessive violence. While intended to be terrifying, the film's brutality and graphic nature are overwhelming for some, with some users noting the disturbing effect of the killings. That don't really bother me. I don't really have a problem with gruesome graphics. You know, it's supposed to be that. It's a scary movie. I don't have a problem with that. My problem is with the movie itself. Alright, poor acting. Given its low budget, 1970s horror roots, the acting can be amateurish and the dialogue stilted, which can be off-putting to viewers. I get it. Yeah, I get it. Unclear and unrealistic scenes. Some scenes are too criticized for either being too dark to see or for illogical actions like characters not staying in a locked truck while the chainsaw-wielding maniac attacks. Alright, why these aspects contribute to the film's perceived lack of greatness. The film focuses more on shock value and a terrifying atmosphere than a compelling storyline or character development. It has unlikable characters, too difficult to root for characters that you don't care about, basically. Characters who seem determined to get themselves killed through their own poor judgment. So why should I care? Why should I care to root for them when they're trying to get killed in the first place? Alright, viewer experience, we already talked about disturbing violence, poor execution. Alright, so anyway, jumping to, like I usually do, Reddit. Someone made a post on Reddit 3 years ago and says the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974 is an awful movie. I could not agree more. They kind of wrote a little long thing about it, but I'm not going to read everything. I'm going to read the main points that stand out and that's telling the truth. The first half of the movie, literally nothing happens. I rewatched this movie a few months ago and oh my gosh, I was so bored out of my mind. I could not even remember why I used to watch this when I was younger, you know, but it wasn't one of those movies where I would just have to look at it. I would look at it because it was there, but now I don't even know why I did that. It says literally nothing happens. They said, I get that movies need some time to set up their plot. Fair enough, but basically nothing happened in the first 30-40 minutes that is relevant. Let's see what else they say. It says, why would one of the crazy cannibals try to warn off the kids? None of the setup is good. Says the movie is boring. The pointless setup The movie decides to kill off 80% of its cast in like 15 minutes. We go from no deaths to lone survivor in 0 time at all. There's no time to build up tension. Somebody said, what's with these recent posts disliking old movies? Somebody said 12-year-olds. It's not about disliking old movies. I love old movies, but you dislike the movies that don't make sense. Be honest. Just because it's an old movie doesn't make it great. Halloween. The Texas Chainsaw. I can name some others. Some people don't agree, but I agree. Like, it's not that great of a movie. Alright, so the rest of those people don't agree with what they said, but I do. See, some people made a video on it 3 years ago. It says 6 reasons why the Texas Chainsaw Massacre sucks. You know, I'm not clicking on it because this video is my own opinion, you know, so I don't really need to turn on, you know. Someone made a post on RogerEbert.com. In my opinion, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of the most overrated films of all time. It's annoying, dumb, and sadistic and vile. They gave it 2 out of 5 stars. I'm just skimmed through it a little bit just to see if there's anything else I need to mention. Yeah, they got, I mean, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but this person doesn't like it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just not something that you know, and I started to rewatch not just the first one, but I started to rewatch a lot of the Texas Chainsaw. Like, and then I stopped because I didn't care to. Then, don't get me started on the one with Trey Songz. Like, that one was stupid. I didn't understand the plot of that one. I just... Who put him in a movie? That was so stupid. And then in that one, that girl, the main girl, I don't even know her name. I can't remember. But she was supposed to be like the cousin of Leatherface or something. Like, something that didn't make sense. Then they made one on Netflix, and I absolutely hated that one. These people right here, they were in the Netflix version. I hated that one. It was no point in making it, and then they were like supposed to be social media people. I hate that storyline. I just hated it in general. I had watched it on Netflix and it was just terrible. I'm just like, please leave it where it's at. Someone said, can someone please kill this god-awful new Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Yeah, so I don't know. But I'm not going on and on. It's just something I wanted to bring to the channel. I never really talked about Chainsaw Massacre by itself, and I'm not, and and it's not hating. I hate when I do a video and I say some stuff and somebody says like why I'm hating on it. It's not hate. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. Everyone's not gonna like something. I just don't like it. I never really cared for Leatherface. I never really cared for this movie in itself, whether it's an old movie, and I love old movies, I do, but this one just wasn't it. So hopefully they don't make any more. I don't know, but I'm not looking into it either. But that's it for this. Let me know, do you guys like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Any of them? Comment your thoughts below. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Join me again. I post here every week. Alright, sometimes 2 videos a week, most times 1. Alright, so that's it for the video. Stay blessed. I'll see you in the next video. Later.